Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Give it a few minutes. While I'm giving it a few minutes, I'm going to go over here. Okay, what is this? I think I'm going to try just the yellow, or try a really, really little one. Black, yellow, black, yellow. Yeah, I'll do that. Hey, Peggy, how you doing? Well, actually, I'm not up to anything really. Look, everything's the same as it was last week. I still have all my bees. Reason being, after I did the last live with you guys, I was going to be leaving shortly, if I remember right, to my son's, I think. And then I did that cooking with him for the weekend. And then I came home. And the very next day, I was at my daughter's. And I was there for 3 days helping her. So I thought, okay, I'll come on tonight, just see what everybody's doing, just for the heck of it, and continue with these bees. Tomorrow, I want to try to get another DIY film because Saturday is my youngest grandson's birthday, so I'll be at his birthday party. So Sunday, I will probably do more DIYs. And then next week, my granddaughter has another talent show Tuesday. So I'm trying to get my patriotic stuff up in the midst of all this. So how the heck are you doing, Peggy? Hi, Maria. How are you, sweetie? How you doing? Did you guys have a good Memorial Day weekend? I hope. That's good enough. Maria, did you decide to do a little bit of farmhouse? Oh, I'm telling you, Peggy, it's always something. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, good grief. But I have to go see her talent show because after the show she was in, remember I told you she was in that little church thing that my daughter's the choreographer for? Well, they want her to be in the talent show, so she's going to be singing solo, and she's only 3.5. But when I was over there today, she was rehearsing. Oh my gosh. I mean, it was so cute, I cried. You know, have you ever watched one of your grandkids do something and they're just so cute you literally cry? That's how I was. So I'm going to try to get as much as I can get done. Oh, you're waiting for my Christmas in July? Right now, I just took some of the clay that I've had on my table here, which hasn't been moved, because I've had so much going on. But this clay won't dry until it's baked, so I knew it'd be okay. I'm really into the honeybees, you guys, and I have some really cute little ideas that I want to do. And it's going to go along with, I'm making the eyes right now. It's going to go along with the lemon and patriotic. Oh, yeah, we've got video of her. She's 3.5, but I'm telling you, she knows every song, and her facial expressions are priceless. So she goes, "You're going to be there, right, Graham?" And I said, "Yes, honey, I'm going to be right there." And I'm going to go, "Woohoo! Look at Everly." And she always starts laughing. And so you guys, hi, Pat, how are you, honey? So you guys saw Jeremy, right? Did all of you see Jeremy when I was over there when he did his cooking? I'm really trying to get him to do a channel because I'm telling you, he truly does have some of the best ideas, and especially for keto, anyone that's doing the keto diet. Him and his wife, my daughter-in-law, have really good, she did some desserts and they were really good. Oh, thanks. I do have a lot of fun with him. He's got a great personality, and he's a real people person, and he's a lot of fun to be with. And so is my daughter-in-law. Oh, I would have cried too, Peggy. I do all the time. And it could be the happiest of songs, but I'm telling you, when she starts singing, it's just so precious that you just start crying. I mean, I was watching her today crying. It was so cute. Okay, I got the eyeballs on. The wings are kind of a pain, but and I'm making them all different sizes because I'm going to put them in different places. Oh, it drove me nuts, Pat. I was so mad at that phone. I just wanted to throw it. I was so mad. But they don't have really good reception either. I mean, but my phone does do that. But I do think some of it has to do with their internet. Yeah, when I can get over there, we will do cooking for sure. So I really hope that he does start a channel. I don't know that he believes me, you know. It's always fun when you can banter with each other, you know what I mean? Oh, I'll tell him, Peggy. No, he's the type that he's always open. Soup de jour. Oh, thank you, Pat. And I did get you on the uh, playlist because I was at Jeremy's, so I did that part when I came home. Yeah, when he gets over here, I would have him, or if he's over at Jason's, my other son, I could have him cook there too. Because I think Jason would have a better connection. We really do have, and that really is how our relationship is. Well, I don't know how you could fake it, but um, they're just, like I told you guys before, they're more like my friends now. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm still mom, but I mean, they're old enough and I don't have to, unless they ask me. Um, you know what I mean? For all of you that have older kids, they become, your friends. Hi, Chef Dalian, how are you? I'm trying to make this swing and it's bugging me. Um, so what are you guys doing? What did you guys end up doing for Memorial Day? Anything exciting? And I know it's late. I had just gotten home from my daughter's and I fed Bella and gave her shot. And I thought, I'm just going to go on and see if anyone's there. If they are, they are. If they're not, they're not. You know what I mean? Jeremy's my middle son. Jason is my oldest. Jeremy's my middle. And Josh is the youngest boy. But in line, it was Jason and then Tanya, my daughter that passed. And they were 13 months apart. And then Jeremy, and then they were all 3.5 to 4 years apart. And then it was Jason, Tanya, Jeremy, Joshua, and Daisha. And I wonder, Val, are you out there? Oh, Val. Auntie Cuckoo, are you out there? She wanted me to thank everybody for all the prayers when she was going into surgery. And from what I got from her, the surgery went well. And I know she's home by now. I haven't talked to her since last week. Well, when I say talk, I mean text. And but she was very appreciative of all the prayers. So hopefully now, with that being done and her MS under control, she'll be raring to go for the holidays. Oh, thanks, Peggy. Yeah, I can only go so long without talking to you guys. And like I said, then it's like, oh, I got to see what's going on with them. Oh, did she have a video about it? Oh, cool. I haven't seen it yet. Good. She's really good at that kind of stuff, and I think she's really going to help people, with MS, because she did a video on that as well, on how she gave herself the shots. So that's cool. And the hot weather's starting to hit. Dang it. I've been spoiled by this weather because it's been so unseasonably cool for California. How is your weather, Maria, in Arizona? Oh, I know. Isn't that the truth? You'd never know in a million years that she had MS. The way she conducts herself. Just her demeanor and everything. Well, and that's what helped being a nurse. Obviously, she was able to give herself, the shots. Look at his little stinger. Hardest thing about these being so little and with the clay is the antennas. Oh, yeah, I'll bet you she was too. Did you guys do anything fun Memorial Day? And my kids, Jeremy and Wendy and Aubrey, brought me home that Monday night. I always get very melancholy when I've been with my kids for the weekend or whenever I'm with them and I leave. And it's always very hard for me. It's weird. It's like in that night or day or whenever it is that, you know, they leave. It's always hard for me. Got to get this thing to stick. That's what I mean. It's hard to stick. Yeah, I guess it is normal. I was going to put wire, but I don't know how that would work. I just don't even know how it would look. You do too, Peggy? Yeah, I hate it. I hate that feeling. Or if I'm driving, say that I go over to Jason's because Jason lives the closest to me. And when I leave, a lot of times, I mean, it's not like he lives far, but I'll start crying on the way home. So bizarre. I should have my wire clippers here to turn this under. I'm trying this wire because it would be so much easier if I could get it to look right. Jeremy lives about an hour away from me. So it's not like I just jump in the car. Where Jason, I can get over there, and Daisha, I can get over to her house too. And Josh, relatively, I mean, it's just a few miles. But even tonight when I left Daisha's, because I had been with them for 3 days, and I got all melancholy leaving there. Well, this might work. But yeah, I just get really, it's weird. Oh, that's kind of cute. And I could paint it. And that would be a heck of a lot easier than trying to do the clay. Okay, so 90 minutes away. Yeah, it's not far. It's not too far. Hi, Dora. And I know it sounds silly, especially for people where their grandkids or kids live in another state, and I understand that. And I've been extremely spoiled, extremely, because my kids have never, none of them have ever been out of state. They all have lived relatively close. No, he was working. And usually, sometimes I spend the night over there. It just depends. But no, he doesn't. Did your son, I can't remember. He's a junior, right, Maria? Oh, yeah. Now, my youngest daughter used to live 4 hours away, and oh my gosh, they had moved. They're back now, but they had moved when London, their firstborn, my grandson that has the autism, they moved when he was only I think a month or two old. Oh my God, it killed me. It killed me because she's my youngest. And oh, it was awful. It was awful. And my son, Jeremy, used to get so irritated because he'd say to me, Mom, she's only 4 hours away. I go, Jeremy, it's not the same. I said, I just can't go and drive over and see her, you know. And he goes, you're lucky that all of us live as close as we do to you. And I said, I know. And then I feel bad when you say that. But I mean, I got to be true to myself. And that is how I felt. So next year he's a senior. How are you doing with that? That was another thing that got me, is when they were seniors. I'm going to try this one a different way. I'm going to try this one. Oh, I didn't finish that other one. Oh, I just realized that. I'm going to do this one the other way. I've been looking at Pinterest and then just kind of adding my own thing to it. So you guys, what are you doing for, have you decided kind of what you're doing for Christmas decor at all? Oh, thanks, Pat. I know. Yeah, I remember Daisha was like, she was like in, probably, oh gosh, how old was she? Maybe fourth grade. And I said, Daisha, you're never going to leave. You're always going to stay home, right? Because, she was the youngest. She goes, oh, Mom, I'm never going to leave. I go, you promise? She goes, yes, I promise. I go, okay, now remember you said this, okay? So I reminded her of that. I said, you left. Mother, she said. Oh, you're going to do snowman, Marie? Oh, I love it. So it's going to be like a kind of like a winter wonderland with snowmen. I'm really getting into the snowman. I always loved Santas, and if you've seen any of my Christmas, excuse me, home decor, I mean, I have a lot of Santas, and I'll always be true to old Saint Nick. But I am starting to like snowmen too. And I was telling my daughter this today. I said, it's been for us in California, Southern California anyway. It's been such a uh, cold spring for us. You know what I mean? And it's just now starting to warm up. And I know now we're in for the long haul. I'm just sure of it. But my fear is that it's going to uh, be a hot Christmas. And I hate that. Because in at Christmas time, there's been times where it's been 80 degrees. I hate it. It doesn't seem like Christmas to me when it's that warm. Because you don't get a fire unless sometimes at night, if it gets cool enough. But, you hear songs like, oh, the weather outside is frightful, and you're going, uh-huh, right. Oh, more rustic with buffalo check. Oh, so you're kind of going farmhouse. Is it the red and white or the black and white buffalo check, Maria? You're still wearing your thinking cap, Pat? You love too, Peggy? I do too. I love top hats and I love the witch's shoes. I have a couple really cute DIYs for Halloween. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. And for the snowmen, I want to do a top hat too. And then what else? I have to look back at my notes. Isn't that terrible? I get so many things in my head. And then there's so much going. I think, oh gosh, I got to go back to what I was thinking. So I usually write everything down. And I haven't talked to Zara in so long. Remember, she used to come on the lives at night because she's in, where is she? I want to say Denmark. And she was in the hospital. And that always worries me. And I wonder how Susan is. Oh, and you know what happened? The night when Jeremy made the food, remember? And then, we said goodbye and we were going to go eat. Well, we did right away because, they were going to drive me home. And so they packed up some food. We forgot it. I went to go get, and I went, doggone it. So that food that he packed for me, didn't get. Oh, I'd love to see that, Peggy. Oh, you're going to do red and black and white? Cool. I can already tell I don't like these as well, but I'm going to go ahead and finish this one. I've been gone so much, you guys, and I have so many DIYs to get done, and I keep looking at all this stuff thinking, man, I got to get this stuff going. Plus, get my house decorated for the patriotic home tour. So, Pat, if you want to be on that, I'm going to make an announcement. I think I'm going to do it the third week of. You know what? I'm going to look back, was what I'm going to do. I'm going to look back and see when I did the last year's one. And then I'll make my announcement. And this will be a short work week for you, huh, Maria? Oh, I'm telling you, you guys, those keto desserts, even if you're not on the keto diet, there's nothing about them that would hurt you, for sure. I am not joking. I am not a peanut butter cookie lover. I'm not. I never have been. She gave me one of those. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. They melted in your mouth. I mean, it was like, when I said it was like a Reese's peanut butter cup, I wasn't kidding. It was unbelievable. And then her ice cream, and then those little things that she made with the cheesecake. Not cheesecake, to be the corn's sake. The cream cheese. Well, you don't feel like you're not getting, you know what I mean? And that's what I kept telling her. I said, man, if I felt like I could never have a dessert or whatever. And she goes, oh no. And then she showed me, I go, boy, you're holding out on me? She started laughing. And so I told her, I said, you need to do some of these recipes for these people. Oh, does it, Maria? Okay, well, just watch for my announcement. Yeah, I don't like him as well. But you guys, are you guys loving the bee thing? I am loving it. Peggy. Yes, I do have a Gemini, Maria. I do. Do you? Peggy, so tell me now. You're saying now you... Sorry, guys. Don't know what's going on here. Oh, I hate when I start coughing. You're starting to like your flooring? What happened? You guys, I am so sorry. What happened to make you like it? The Gemini is the same. What they have is they have the dies that cut, and you cut material with it, and the dies are thicker than the regular paper dies, if you will. And I always watch her when she's on HSN because the founder of Crafter's Companion, which makes the Gemini, that's what this glass mat is. It's from Gemini. Crafter's Companion, I'm sorry. And I love all of her stuff. She has very high quality materials. And I gotta do that over. The dies are what cut the material with the Gemini because they're thicker and they cut through the material better. But she's on HSN next week. Overnight, it's a 24-hour craft thing on HSN, and she'll be on. So watch her because she's from the UK, and I love watching her and the different things that they have. And you could probably get a very good deal by getting it on HSN. That's where I got mine. Because she always gives, more than just the machine. She gives you the machine and you usually get some kind of bundle with it. And it's really worth it. I think you'd really like it, Maria. I want to get the Cricut. Well, either the Cricut Air or the Cricut Maker. People say if you're going to get a new Cricut, you might as well get the Cricut Maker. But the Cricut Maker is kind of expensive. So I don't know. But there's so many things that I would like to do, with it. What area rug did you get for it? What color, Peggy? You can cut with your Sizzix dies on the Gemini, yes. You can cut any thin die, like from now, not the Sizzix, not the ones that are in the wood, the thick, not those, but the thin ones you can cut any of your Sizzix dies. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, right, Maria? Why do you think it's hard to use the Cricut machine, Maria? And Peggy, your husband called, talked to the foreign company, and they said that the die lots can vary as much as 30% from the sample. No one mentioned that. How convenient. So they didn't give any kind of well, if she's not happy with it, we can do something about it. Can you imagine if Bella was to call him? No one better mess with our Bella. Well, when I get one, I'll do a tutorial. Okay, I'll look at that too. I think I saw something about that this morning, and then I had to leave, Pat. Was it you doing the bread? Oh, okay. And is your furniture that color too, Peggy? Those colors? There's so many things I want to do with these bees, you guys. See, that's my problem. I'll tell you right now what my problem is. I start getting into things, and then I see something else, and then I want to do that too. And then my mind gets going so fast that I'm thinking, man, I can't keep up with everything I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Bella, come here. Come here, Bella. I don't know what she's doing out there. Don't you feel like you're just in the room with me? I just talk like I would if you were in the house with me. Oh, you do agree with that, Maria? Do you have the maker? Oh, I'll have to go back and look at it, Pat, where I have time to really look at it, because today I had to leave for my daughter's. Oh, with my Gemini. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, you've never. Oh, this is going to be a piece of cake compared to the Cricut then for you. See, I'm just trying to make all different kinds of bees, is what I'm doing right now. But I do have a few ideas that I'm excited about. Because, like I said, these are going to go all the way into autumn, because bees are all the time, you know what I mean? Even into September. And I'm on the fence about getting the 10 by 5 inch plates from Dollar Tree, and the only reason being is it wouldn't be a big deal, but the plates are $1. But the thing is, when you don't buy in bulk and you only buy in unit, you have to pay the shipping and handling, because if you buy in bulk, it can be sent to the store. See, that's where they get you. So if you're not going to buy bulk, well, okay, but you will have to. Well, when I ordered my stuff that I got, I only spent what was it, $22 or something like that. Well, I ended up spending almost 40, and that was because of the shipping. So I really don't want to do that with the plates, because for 4 plates, I don't want to spend that much in shipping. You know what I mean? So I'll probably just keep the white plates, and if I ever see the big lemon plates, then I'll just get them from the Dollar Tree. You don't get something for nothing. And when they give you that good of a deal, you're going to pay somewhere, because they've got to make their money. You have the Air 2. That's the one I have, Peggy. My Cricut is so old. It was the first one they ever made. The very first one. And I don't want to give up my cartridges, because through the years, I spent a lot on those Cricut cartridges. Oh, cool, Pat. Oh, yeah, the Cricuts have been around a long, long time. I use the Cricut so much. The old one, you know, with the cartridges. I used them for all of Dacia's, I act like she has 10 kids. For both of her baby showers, for her bridal shower, for another girl that I worked with for her baby shower. I've used them for my own decorating, my own scrapbooking or decor. So, I mean, I've used it. I've gotten my money out of it, that's for sure. This one over here, that one's a silhouette. And the silhouette, from everything I've heard, the silhouette is harder to operate than the Cricut. And I guess the other thing I heard, and again, I don't know if this is true, but the computer part of it, you know, getting your going into your design studio is easier and more where you understand it better. I don't know. a lot more people, from what I've seen, work with the Cricut. I really should be using wire snips to be trying to curl this antenna. Ow. Can you imagine if I cut my finger right on air while you guys are looking and the blood goes right onto the screen? My granddaughter today, she's so cute. I have this on my hand and I've had it for years. It started out as just a dark freckle and it's just gotten, bigger. And so she goes, "Oh, Creamy, look at your owie." And she goes, "I need to pray right now." So she puts her hands on my hand and she starts praying. It was the cutest thing. And then she said, "Mommy, give me some, what'd she say? Cortisone cream." So Daisha goes in and gets me some cortisone cream and a Cinderella Band-Aid. Well, I think the wire works okay. A lot easier than the clay. And then I can just paint it if I want. I'm going to put a little bit of black on the stinger. Oh, she is so cute. She really is. You don't know, can't decide what to say, America or welcome. Oh, wait, I got to get up here further. Well, depends on what you're decorating for, Welcome can be generic, for all year. Vinyl's very easy to work with. Because I've cut vinyl from my Cricut, my old Cricut. I gotta find some bee stickers. Well, this for sure looks different than those other ones. That is for darn sure. Then I want to make more of these. I think these are cute too, with the Chanel stems and then the wing. I got to glue that together. But I think those are cute too. Let's see if I can. And then here's the and these you just glue it together. But isn't that cute? And then I'm doing a DIY on this, and then I poured the plaster of Paris onto this chocolate mold, and I like the way this looks better than the air dry clay. It's a lot smoother, and the eyes are very well pronounced, where with the air dry clay they kind of wrinkled up, Hey Bella, how are you? How you doing? Judy, oh for corn's sake, how are you? I have been thinking about you so much. How is your I gotta read this back. Oh yeah, the Cinderella Band-Aid for sure. I'm sure that's what is gonna take care of it all. Oh, then I would do America, Peggy. Judy, I need to know, how are you feeling? How is everything going? Are you done with treatment? Oh, good grief, Judy. How long has it been now? Bless your heart. I mean, it has to have been over a year. Oh, we'll keep you, please, everyone keep Judy in prayer too, please. Oh, okay, Bella. Hey, real quick, Bella, before you leave, um, when are you getting into the house? Oh, it grew back? Oh, dang. Bless your heart. Well, we'll still, I mean, you always are in my prayers. Bless your heart. June 22nd. Have you gotten any more packing done, Bella? 2 years. Oh, my Lord. Okay, so you don't close until the 1st. Judy, did they say when you would be done with all your treatment, or I guess that just waits until, they see how your body reacts to this 6 weeks of radiation, right? Judy's another one. She decorates so pretty. And she doesn't have a YouTube, and I always wanted her to have one too, but she doesn't. But Maria, like you, she decorates so pretty. And I keep thinking, oh, people would love to see. I know they'd love to see what you do. Did you guys have an okay Memorial Day? Did you do much of anything? Bees. I'm still making bees. These bees never went anywhere because when I was showing you guys last time, right after that, I left for Jeremy's. And then I've been at Dacia's for the last 3 days helping her. And so I have tomorrow, and then Saturday is my youngest grandson's birthday. He'll be a year. And then Tuesday, Everly has another talent show. So in the middle of all this, I'm trying to get more of these done because I need quite a few for what I'm doing. And then I got to get my patriotic stuff up. Oh, okay, Judy. Okay. Well, you'll always be in my prayers for sure. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, it just makes me sick. Yeah, like I was telling the girls, I'm all into the bees because I think the bees are so cute with the lemon theme, and it'll go perfect. Like I said in my tour, my lemon home tour, I'm not going to take this stuff down because, as a rule, when I do my patriotic, I always take most of my stuff down and then put up all my patriotic. I'm not going to do that this year. What I'm going to do is I'm going to incorporate my patriotic with my lemon and honey bee theme, and then that'll stay up until probably the end of August. Maybe not the end of August. No, not the end of August. Yeah, I think the end of August, now that I'm thinking about it. And then I'll go into more of autumn and Halloween, and then kind of Thanksgiving, and then into Christmas. Oh, you did, Bella? They had really good stuff. they really do go well together. And I bought the uh, sunflower plates last year from Dollar Tree, and the bees would even go with that. I wish we had AC Moore and a Christmas shop too, Maria. Now, I heard that the Christmas tree shop is the same as at home. Is that true? Well, we're believing with you too, Judy, that you're going to be okay, because God bless you. You fought that fight now for 2 years. And you love the Lord, so I'm believing that with you. Oh, only 3. Can you order one? Oh, so you mean I have a Christmas store? And I didn't know it? So the end that? Good night, Judy. God bless you, honey. Love you. Love you, honey. Yeah, that's another sweet one right there, Judy, you guys. Just makes me sick. It really does. So I wonder why they don't put that on the sign on the store. You know what I mean? And that, and then even if it's in little letters, in parentheses, the Christmas store. Man, I would like to. There's Bella teasing. Isn't it funny how when you go live and you build these friendships, when you don't go on, it's like, oh, I got to go on. I can't do this. I got to see what everybody's doing. Isn't that something? Well, that's not too bad if you do it that way. I'm just talking to myself. I do this all the time. So Val must be sleeping, because if she was awake, I know that she'd come on here. She's probably exhausted. Oh, it is true, Bella? So no one else is with me on the bees like I am, huh? The bee hasn't, instead of the love bugs bitten me, the love bug's gone and bitten me. Remember that one? Didn't need for him to get me. Woo! She's doing better though, I think. I haven't talked to her in the last few days, but I don't mean talk, but text. Really? Terrible, huh, Bella? Poor thing. And she always is so upbeat. Says something about her character, I'll tell you. Hey, Rosie's Craft Shack, how are you? Well, hello. Decorating with the bees is very inexpensive. Oh my gosh. I did not know that. Oh, that's awful. She texted me after the surgery and told me that she was feeling good, well, as best as she could, but that to thank people that had kept her in prayer. Yeah, me too. So thank God that's behind her. That's always such a relief when you have something like that you got to go through. Do you have to work tomorrow, Bella? I don't know what I'm making, Rosie. I really don't. I'm just making anything that resembles a bee. And then I want to get bee stickers, and I got a few bee. Uh, I showed you guys this. My son, Jeremy, the one you guys know. Now you have a face to put the name to. I always liked that. But anyway, he got me this years ago. It's a Boyd bear. I think that is so I just love the detail. Made by Contented Boyd's Bees. Look at that. Look at that face. Look at those little antennas. So cute. That's the other one. The little bees and the honey. Anyway, so yeah, I'm all into them now. You know what's funny? Well, it's not funny. I didn't wake up from the anesthesia well either. And I'll never forget it. Um, when the day I had my hysterectomy, Jeremy, Daisha, and Mark, my husband, were at the hospital, and Jason and the rest of them came later. But as I was actually in surgery, those three were there. Well, something was going on, and a clown came in at the at the waiting room, and Mark looked at Jeremy and Daisha, and he goes, "What is going on?" And then right after the clown left, and the surgery took a little longer than it was supposed to, and after the clown left, there was an earthquake. And I remember I was in recovery at that point, but I remember the room shaking, and I could remember my IV tree was going back and forth. And I remember saying, "Are we having an earthquake?" And there was a nurse in there, and she said, "Yes, we are." And she goes, "I will be leaving very soon." She said, "I am from Idaho." She goes, "And I've never experienced an earthquake, and I never will again." Well, Daisha, my daughter, told me afterwards when they were in the waiting room, that earthquake hit. You'd have to know my husband. He has a very, very dry sense of humor. He's the type you never know when he's kidding if you don't know him. And so he goes, "Great. Mother Nature just got mad that the mother womb was taken out." I said, "Oh, he did not." She goes, "He most certainly did. Yes, he did." But, and I remember I was so dizzy and I couldn't wake up, and I felt sick to my stomach. And, oh, it was awful. And then getting up to my room, my daughter, she said, "Somebody needs to help her," meaning somebody needed to help me, because I felt extremely nauseous. And Daisha said, "Mom, you were green." And she goes, "And I'm not kidding. Your skin color was green." And so she said, "She needs something. You've got to give her something." So they gave me some kind of nausea medicine that knocked me out. So I do know that, sometimes it is hard to come out of that anesthesia. But yeah, I do remember that earthquake. I remember the whole room shaking. That would have been kind of weird. Here you see a clown, and then all of a sudden an earthquake hits. Yeah, I don't think they're real cheap, Bella. I haven't been there yet. Oh, that's good, Maria. You think they're better? Well, it's got to be at least 2 o'clock there right now. Okay, Rosie, you too, hun. Have a good night. Yeah, remember that episode? Yeah, but I do remember all three of them said that was the strangest waiting period for someone. And then the kicker was, and Jeremy goes, and I love it. Here we are waiting the whole time. And then I didn't want to see anyone because I was so dizzy that I couldn't focus. I mean, extremely dizzy. And it was like, I can't focus on anything. And I was so sick to my stomach. And I felt so bad afterwards, after I had a sound mind. Well, if you can call this mind sound. But I felt so bad, that I didn't want to see anyone. But when you feel that nauseous and it's like, oh, I just can't see anyone. This will be my last B and then I'll get off so you guys can go to bed. But I just wanted to come on because I wanted to see how everybody was. Like I said, I can't go too many days without seeing how everybody's doing. Bella, what else did you buy? Did you do a haul yet? Bella. Oh, thank you, Pat. Yeah, I don't know how sweet they thought I was when they waited that whole time and I didn't want to see any of them, but I told them I was sorry after, but no, I haven't seen anything. I literally came home from Dacia's, fed the girls, my dogs, and gave Bella her shot, took them outside, came upstairs, and went live. And I haven't looked at anything, so I will tonight when I get off. Oh, cool. I want to see that. Oh, the border crossing will be fun to watch. I'm glad she found good stuff. Gloria. I love Gloria. Was she still at her daughter's house? Oh, I'll have to go look. I have to go look at everything. I always get so backed up. My daughter has terrible reception at her house, too. Well, and we're always so busy, with the kids and all. Oh, she did? Oh, she was in New Jersey still. Oh, that's right. I think she said she comes back on the 1st. Bella, did you love watching Jeremy? He's a crack up. Bella, come here. Oh, I think she wants to go out. Hold on, Bella. What time is it? Well, it's not that late. I really want him to get a channel. I think he would do very good because he's very personable. Oh, Bella, I was so mad at that stupid uh, live. And I found out that they don't have really good reception. So I hope when he starts, he'll have something to where it, even if he does videotaping and then put it up, and then just once in a while come on a live. I think he would. I mean, I really do, because for people that do want keto, he has some awesome recipes, and so does Wendy. And for regular cooking, and he's very thorough, and he's just fun to watch, you know. I think Bella would be more inclined to go to Arizona than she would California. So I have to go tomorrow, watch Bella, watch what Gloria did, go and watch Pat with the bread. Wish Peggy and Maria would get channels. Yeah, Maria. But the thing is, it cracks me up. People, they like to, a lot of people, when they think of California, they think of Hollywood and all that. Hollywood itself is very ugly, if you want the truth. I mean, it's not much to look at, and all the studios, they're behind gates, and I mean, the only thing that's halfway decent is Grauman's Chinese Theater and the Kodak Theater. I think that's where isn't the Kodak Theater where Jimmy Kimmel or the other guy, Jimmy Kimmel. What's the other one's name? Well, anyway, the Kodak Theater. But other than that, yeah, I mean, it's really pretty ugly. And no, I mean, if you go into Beverly Hills and you go to certain areas like that, or to Malibu, Malibu is gorgeous. But a lot of times people get really disappointed. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are pretty parts to California. And, but certain tourist attractions, but I guess for people that, really want to see it, that have never seen it and they live, in other areas, they might really, everybody's different. So some people may really think, oh, how cool or whatever. But I don't know. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't care where you live. You go into the metropolitan areas, a lot of times it isn't all, you know, beautiful. Like, I'll tell you what, during the day, I think Las Vegas is ugly. And I'm talking the strip, where at night, where all the lights and everything's so pretty, with the lights and all that. You go there during the day, I don't think it's pretty. Again, I'm talking just the Las Vegas strip. Well, if you cussed, all you got to do is just bleep it, with a quack, or just delete it out. If you videotape, Peggy, you just videotape it and then edit and take that part out. Glory's channel is Crafting with the Heart. You lived there when you were a kid, Peggy? Yes, calling it speaking French. You'd be bleeping all over the place, though? That's okay. That's okay. You liked Vegas? You liked it at night? Well, now, and again, don't get me wrong. They have a lot of good shows, and, their food is very good, actually. And the casinos are gorgeous inside. A lot of them are very, very pretty. What I'm talking about is just the aesthetic look of it outside during the day. If you go all the way up and down the whole strip, I don't see anything beautiful about it. At nighttime, on the other hand, it's gorgeous because it has all the lights. That's what makes it pretty. And if you veer off, because my daughter that passed away, she lived in Vegas for a while. And I've been to Vegas many, many times. And I'm not a gambler, but for shows and for weddings and stuff like that. And when my son was in soccer, we'd go there and play teams in Vegas. We played against one of the Osmonds there one time. I think it wasn't Donnie, but it was one of his other brothers. And during the day, if you even veer off from the strip, meaning, you turn down, just a street. Ugly, 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 ugly. I mean, it's just very unappealing. Now, I'll tell you where it is pretty is Palm Desert, Palm Springs. That's pretty. Oh, yeah, it definitely is, Maria. Bella. You love to gamble and eat. They do have good food, I'll tell you. One time, this last time that Mark and I went, I had never played craps. Like I said, I don't gamble. He does, but I don't. And he was there because he loves NASCAR. And so him and his friend that, they've known each other since they were kids, they went to watch NASCAR. Well, while they were at NASCAR, I went and we stayed at the Rio. And I shopped. And they had this one boutique, and this boutique was unbelievable. Unbelievable. So many cool things. Well, I lost my train of thought, you guys. What was I saying? Wait a minute. So he got home that night and he said, "You want to go down and play craps?" And I said, "Mark, I don't gamble." And he goes, "If you play, you win, you take home all the winnings." And I said, "All right." So we went down. Now keep in mind, I've never been at a crap table. So I started throwing the dice. I swear I felt like I was a Lucy movie, and I'm not kidding. You remember when they went to when they were in Europe and they went to the French Riviera, and she was playing the craps table, and she threw the dice, and all of a sudden she started winning, and then she'd start to walk away, and they'd tell her to come back. Well, unfortunately, mine didn't turn out to be that much. But anyway, so I start throwing the dice. Well, all of a sudden, I have a huge table of people coming around. And Mark kept saying, "Keep on going." He goes, "You're doing good." He goes, "You, what do they call it? Beginner's luck, or I don't know what they call it in Vegas." Anyway, so I keep throwing the dice. Well, guys are winning hand over fist on my rolls on the dice. I have no clue what's going on. I see this guy with a hook, bringing back in the dice and throwing it again, and they're getting more and more chips all over the place, except for me. So finally, I got a couple chips. I mean, it wasn't, because I guess it's what they put out. And to this day, I don't know. I didn't care to know. I didn't know. So, but the more I guess of chips they'd put out to bet on whatever, then it would come back to them if I rolled something that was worth it, I guess. But anyway, I'm telling you. So then all of a sudden I look at Mark and I go, "Oh my gosh, I'm winning." He goes, "Just keep rolling." And he's looking at all these people. And so I'm looking at them and they're clapping and I'm going, "Oh, okay, all right." And I don't know what the heck they're clapping about, really. And this one guy goes, "Yeah, keep going." And so he gave me a couple of his chips. And then I started to leave and they go, "Don't leave, don't leave, don't leave." And I'm thinking, well, what? I mean, I'm not seeing a whole lot of money going on here. Well, for myself at least. Well, I must have stayed at that table a good 2.5 hours rolling. And I just kept winning people money. And then finally, I guess my streak was gone. And then that was that. And then he wanted to go over to the blackjack table. And he was really up at one point on that. And the thing is with him, and it drives me nuts, because he won't take what he gains and wins. He'll keep going. I go, "Don't keep going. Vegas is Vegas for a reason. You keep going, they're going to win it back." And sure enough, they did. I remember one time we went, and I had very little money I was going to play with. And all I did is the slots, okay? He, again, was playing, craps and all that. Well, anyway, he was winning while he lost everything. And I won $50. Well, I kept that. And he goes, "Davita, just give me the 50." He goes, "And I'll win." I go, "No, I'm not. I'm not going to give it to you. I'm taking it home." He goes, "I'm telling you, I'll be able to win it back." And I said, "And I'm telling you, I don't think you will. And I'm going home with it." Well, I did go home with it, and I bought a 10-speed bike. Now, I'm talking years ago. Years and years ago, before Daisha was born. But, yeah. Yeah, beginner's luck. It was like a Lucy episode. I'm not kidding. I mean, people start coming more and more and more around the table. And I'm thinking, what the heck is going on? I mean, by the time when I was in I guess, the throes of winning, I mean, people were even looking over other people. And Mark's looking at me like, "Wow." And I'm thinking, I don't even know what I'm doing. I really didn't know what I was doing. Yeah. No, I'm not lucky, and I just can't stand to see that money go. You know what I mean? It's like, oh no, that's killing me here. But yeah, so that's my. I always liked going to Vegas for the shows. But anyway, well, I guess I should let you guys go because I know that most of you are not on my time, and I always feel bad. Especially look at Maria and not Maria. Maria's the same time as I am, but it's still getting late for her because she works. Bella and Peggy, and poor Bella. I mean, she. I just know she has to, be going, "Doggone it, Davida. I was just going to go to sleep." That's like me, and this is the worst thing I can do. Sometimes if the dogs want to go out and it's like 4:30 in the morning or 5, and I don't have to get up yet. Sometimes if I go right back to bed, I can hopefully go back to sleep. But a lot of times I'll look on my phone for a minute and just see what's going on. And if I do that, it's over. I can't go back to sleep. And then I am so mad at myself about 3 hours later, because then I'm starting to feel tired because I got up, earlier. And, but yeah, if I look at that telephone, forget it. Dora, they were absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, I'd rather shop with my money too. You just put toothpicks in your eyelid. Yeah, Dora, they were gorgeous. And why can't you sleep, Bella? You're just kind of uptight about moving. Yes, I honestly, I did. Just loved them. I told you guys how little Barry Manilow was when I saw him in Vegas. Well, he was walking out with all his bodyguards. And when I tell you that guy had bodyguards, I don't mean he had a couple. When I met Cher, she only had two bodyguards, one on each side of her, okay? And they waited downstairs while she was upstairs at Susie Cream Cheese, this boutique that used to be there. And Barry Manilow, and I'm not kidding, he was in the casino, and I guess, I don't know where he was going, maybe his room, I don't know where he was going. But anyway, um, honest to goodness, he had 6 bodyguards. And I mean, these guys were big. And Barry Manilow is extremely little. I mean, tiny. Short and tiny. I couldn't believe how little he was. I couldn't get over it because I love his voice. What's going on now? I missed it. Hi, Nana Southern Crafts. How are you, honey? Oh, you're not feeling good? What do you think it is? Do you know I always wake up at 3? And a lot of times I'll wake up at 3:15, and 3:15 is when I was born. 3:15 in the morning. I can't tell you how many times I'll wake up and it's 3:15. Oh, your legs are burning? Oh, shoot. Is it your MS, Bella? Oh, Randy Travis is tiny too. You stabbed your thumb with a nail gun? Oh, Lord. Man, be careful of your. Well, I'm sure you wear safety glasses. Well, sure you are, Nana. Of course you are. You mowed the yard, you installed the gate, and tomorrow you're putting up fencing. Well, sure. Just your everyday, you know, chores. Bella, but your MS is in remission, right? And I can't remember. How long have you had it? Okay, Pat, you take care, sweetie. Bye. Yeah, can you believe that, Maria? Another one that you would never think in a million years because of her personality, you know, because she's so upbeat. Ooh, I'm going to make this one a B. Look, I guess when you make them, you can do whatever you want, right? But I think I'll make this his face. What made you go in, Bella, to be diagnosed? What were your symptoms, if you don't mind me asking? 2000, so you were in your 30s. Yours is really bad? What do you mean bad attacks? Oh, you were 26. Wow. So when you say attacks, I mean, because I really don't know that much about, well, I don't really know anything about MS. Um, so you started just having symptoms and attacks, and that made you go to the doctor? You stopped walking for almost 2 years? Because you couldn't walk? Or was it kind of like your gait was wobbly? You know what I mean? Like standing. Isn't it amazing that people that have these kind of things can be so positive and caring and sweet, and then you have people that, for all they know, they're perfectly fine with their health and can be so crabby. It amazes me. Well, I wouldn't have ever guessed. I wouldn't have guessed either had she not said something. Never in a million years. I think that's what Bella said about stress. It can bring it on, or was that Marie? Val? I can't remember. It was one of them. Do you take medication, Bella? And is it true that it usually hits young people like in their 20s or 30s? I think I've read that somewhere. Or is that muscular dystrophy? I really don't know the difference. Because it has to do with the muscles, both of it, right? Do you guys want to stay on for a little longer? The reason I'm asking, I got to go take the girls out, or do you want me just to go off? Oh, because of the moving. Wow. Do you have, hi Christy, do you have someone helping you pack, Bella? Oh, okay, MS is the nervous system and muscular dystrophy is the muscle. Okay, all right, I'll be back, you guys. Just keep talking, okay? I'm just gonna let them out real quick. Okay, come on, Pauline. I'll be right back. Come on, let's go. Come on, Polly. Pollyanna, come on. Okay, I'm back. Whew, sometimes it takes them longer. All right, what did I miss? Oh, hi, Susan. So it's the nervous system, and muscular dystrophy is the muscle. Oh, work's been a nightmare. Is it a nightmare because of customers or people you're working with? Bye, Maria, if you are still probably aren't here now. So Bella, man, you've had it for a long time, huh? What now? I don't know what the can some people have muscular or MS or muscular dystrophy, either one? Can they have it for their life and just be in remission if they take medication? And are there different forms of it where some like my first thought for two of them, I believe Lou Gehrig's is Lou Gehrig's muscular dystrophy or muscular sclerosis? And the other one that always comes into my mind is Annette Funicello. Hers seemed to be a very aggressive form of MS. Oh, hi, Tracy. I'm doing well. How are you? And oh, thank you. Hope you're part of the family. And please hit that bell and share and the like button because it lets YouTube know that you guys like me. Well, Annette died. Annette Funicello died. Okay, wait. You went to the surgeon today, going to colonostomy June 5th, then reversal. Wait a minute. Okay, wait. Okay, so you're going surgeon today. You're going to have a so in other words, you're going to have a bag on June 5th. But then you're having a reversal colonoscopy on June 6th to take off the bag, so you're only going to have the bag on for a day? I mean, that's great if that's all you need it for. It's lifelong. Oh, the site is a mess. Oh, jeez. The bees, no, Nana. Well, yeah, some of the bees are going to go on my lemon. They're going to go with my lemon theme. But I have a couple DIYs, what I'm going to do with these bees that I'm making, and I'm making different kinds. I'm making some out of Sculpey, and I'm going to be making some other ones out of Chanel stems. Let me show you. It's not glued together. Out of Chanel stems. And out of my chocolate molds, and then I'll paint them. And this is with plaster of Paris. This isn't with the air dried clay. This is with the plaster of Paris. And then I've been making more of my roses to go on my faux desserts. And those are out of Sculpey. I still have to bake all these. They're not baked yet. So I'm going to try to bake the bees and the flowers together. So I've just been working on that because I'm into the bees now. And they'll go with my patriotic and my lemon theme. Bzzz. I always feel like I need to do that. Oh, you've had the bag? Okay, so you've had the bag since February. Okay, so the medication, now, does the medication, do you have a lot of side effects from it, or is it pretty good to where it just keeps the MS at bay without a lot of side effects? Well, that's a great sign, Susan, isn't it? Isn't that a great sign to have that, reversed? Just makes me sick. And you're such an upbeat person, Bella. I mean, people that, like I said, you have people that don't have one thing to worry about, and yet they're so ugly, with their personality. And then here you are battling that all these years, and look at how upbeat you are. That's a true testament to your what did my grandmother used to say? Oh, what did she say? Your character. It says a lot. Oh, so that's why gotcha. So that's why they're doing the colonoscopy on the 6th. Yeah. Yeah, those colonoscopies are always fun. The colonoscopy itself is nothing. It's just that stupid prep. And did anyone in your family, Bella, ever have MS that you know of? I mean, I don't know if it's genetic or not, but Nana, I saw that you were a grandma again. Congratulations. Oh, your dad's sister died of it at 58. Oh, no cancer showed up on the PET scan? Oh, thank God. So then they're saying that it is hereditary, Bella? I like that, Bella. Yep, she is awesome. Nana, was your grandchild born on your birthday, sweetie? Aw, how cute. I love it. Aw, what a neat thing to share. Oh, I love that. How cute. How big was she? Oh, she's tiny. 6 pounds, 7 ounces. Oh, how cute. Hi, disorganized crafter. Yeah, I guess you'd call me that, but I don't, well, did I get a disorganized? Did I get a mystery box from Crafter's Companion? Are you asking? No, I didn't buy one, but I am gonna watch her next week when she's on HSN. You have 14, Nana? I gotta count how many I have. I always have to stop and count them. Isn't that awful? And I always have to go down with each child because my daughter that passed, she's the one that first had my first granddaughter. So I got to go down the row. Ashley, Brianna, Blake, Nathaniel, Aubrey, Sienna, London, Everly, Hudson, Isabella, Michael, and 12. 12. Well, actually, 10 are grandchildren and 2 are great grandchildren. Hi, Granny Josie. Yeah, you're one you're one ahead. And then if Jason and Daniela have one more, which they are going to try, then I'll be right with you. And then that'll be the end, though, for me, except for great grandkids, because all my kids, except for Jason, are done. Oh, this one's too little. I can't get it. Oh, I wonder how Grandma Joe is doing. Has anyone talked to her? What day is Disorganized Crafter? Do you know what day um, Sarah is on? I know she comes on a Tuesday, and usually Monday night she's on for an hour. I haven't seen anything new as far as Christmas. What can be the new trend? I don't know, Bella. I don't know what it is. That's the first I've heard of it, the mysterious box. She's talking about a girl that we watch on HSN, and she's the creator of the Gemini and Crafter's Companion. She has a lot of really good stuff for crafting. I got to get my uh, DIY up for these bees. So I got to make a few on camera for my DIY. That's okay. Better to be ahead anyway. Oh, is it red trucks again? Oh, your daughter just finished college. Cool. Oh, but the ones you have, Bella, they will be very lucky. Oh, the end for you, Nana. Well, that's what I'm saying. Oh, okay. Thank you, Granny Josie. Yeah, I haven't baked them yet. Oop. I have other colors I still want to do, but I want to bake them all together. You know, the bees, because all this is Sculpey right here. Vintage Christmas is coming out. Because at work, all I what I've seen the most of right now is fall, and Halloween is there as well, and some Christmas. But I haven't seen too much of anything new yet, meaning a different kind of style, you know. I'm just curious as to what they would be doing because last year, you know, was the black and white. Yeah, I'm just going to have to wait and see. And because, well, first of all, I don't ever, you know, go to a completely new theme. First of all, I could never afford it. And secondly, uh, I like a lot of the stuff that I have. So, I mean, I'm not, I will add things, but I'm not going to change the whole thing up. First of all, and more importantly, where the heck would I put it? You know? Oh, they did? See, I haven't been to work. I don't work this week at all because I had to help Daisha today with the kids. And I usually work on Thursdays and Saturdays I work and this Saturday is my grandson's birthday. So I don't work at all this week. So I haven't seen anything. What did the signs look like? Oh, really? They're real pretty papers, disorganized, Crafter? I love it. Nana says, I hope to be on the next Hoarders episode. Yeah, silver and blue is pretty. Were they big? What I mean, I'll see them when I go in, but like I say, I haven't been in there this week. Oh, there's no way I could change everything. Absolutely no way. I mean, I will add stuff, or I may not put up, like for instance, 2 years ago, I did the red and this made me think of something. I put up the red and black buffalo plaid. And this year that just passed, I did the white and black buffalo plaid. But I added it to what I already had in my den. And I added some snowmen to it. But I'm not, so certain little things like the Santas I didn't put into the den, I put them into the living room. So I just kind of switched it up. But there's no way I'm going to go out and buy, nor could I. I mean, I couldn't afford to do that. To buy all new stuff. Oh, you have a Victorian tree? I love Victorian. And you have 5 full trees, all different themes? Holy moly macaroni. You only bought 4 dummies the other day? You know what? You know what? I bet you, how much you want to bet that one of the themes this year is going to be the coastal? Because coastal is really big right now. I'll bet you they have coastal stuff. So if you had an accident, there would have been bodies everywhere. What are you going to do with 4 dummies? Last year I had 1, 2, 3, 4. I only had 4 trees last year. Yes, I have seen you say that you want to be Mrs. Claus. I have seen that. Because you said you would like for Santa to be your husband. So what were your, so are you going to do my Christmas home tour this year, Bella? So you're going to have one of your dummies over the fence? Can you imagine? Seriously now. Someone going out in their backyard and seeing this mannequin and not knowing what it is in the dark, staring at them? Cool. I hope you do, Bella. You have developed goodwillitis. Granny Josie, how are you doing with your, you did a jewelry thing, didn't you, Granny Josie? You know, Sarah Sarah Davies, Disorganized Crafter, she has to be a millionaire by now. She has to be. With all the different products and all the shows that she has and the different places that she's selling, you know, her stuff. A heart and a cross. Oh, very nice. Very nice. As a warden. You have 10 cats? You did a video on both of them, Granny Josie? Granny Josie, are you going to do the Christmas home tour collaboration this year? Is anybody here going to do the home tour collaboration with me this year? Oh, she has to be. There's no doubt in my mind that girl is a millionaire. I mean, just the stuff she sells on HSN when she's there every other month. I mean, think about that for a minute. I mean, thousands upon thousands of items in a 2 day stretch. And that's only HSN. When she was on Hochanda in the UK, she was selling hand over fist there. And then now that she has, well, and not to mention her stores in the UK. And then online, all this stuff. She has to be. She has to be. That doesn't matter. Apartments look just as pretty at Christmas time. If you want to, please feel free. It's an open collab. Hi, Painting for Beginners. How are you? Oh, you know who we're missing too is Nicole. But you know what? Her kids, I think her kids are graduating this is it this week? I think it's this week. Nana. It sure does. I love my son, Jason, my oldest one, had asked me if I wanted to go to Disneyland with them because I don't have a pass anymore. They got too expensive, and I don't go enough to warrant paying on something monthly that I don't use as much as I used to. We used to go all the time. But so he was going to pay for my ticket because they do have passes. And I told him, I said, you know what? I said, when I would love to go is because he knew I wanted to see Hudson at Disneyland. I said, I'd rather see him at Christmas time there. Christmas and Halloween at Disneyland are my favorite times to go. I could care less about the summer because it's too hot. I don't like walking around sweating to death with 100,000 people that I'm bumping into and waiting for rides forever and a day. That is not my idea of fun. So I would rather go during Christmas when the air, hopefully this year, when the air is cool and crisp and everything's decorated for Christmas or for Halloween. But if I had to do one, it would be Christmas. And so anyway, they're going to take me at Christmas time for sure. And then I want to see my granddaughter Everly, the one I show you the pictures of with all the princesses. I want to go with her at Christmas. So maybe we'll all go at the same time. Oh, I'm sure you'll think of something to do on a live. I must have missed your live, Bella. Oh, you did, Bella? Oh, bless your heart. Oh, you cried. Well, and you know, for someone that's never been there, oh, she is a smart cookie, disorganized crafter. You better believe she's a very good business mind, but she had her dad to help her. But Bella, you going to Disneyland, especially for someone that has never been and they finally get to go, and especially at Christmas time, what a magical time to go, you know? What? What? You had a YouTuber try to bully you when you were at Disneyland? Wait a minute, we went at Christmas time and I cried. Well, first of all, were you a YouTuber at the time? And if you were, why were they trying to bully you? What an idiot. Did you tell him to back off? It would have taken me about 2 seconds to do that, you know. So I have to go back and look at Bella's. I have to look. I got to look at everybody's. Did Peggy go to bed? I didn't even say goodnight to her if she did. Does anyone know if Peggy went to bed? She must have, because if she was still up, she'd be saying something. Peggy, are you still here? Oh. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Someone tried to bully you just the other day? Did you call him out, Bella? Oh, no, wait a minute. I think I know. Well, I don't know if this is it or not. The last one I saw was when you were talking about, well, I can't remember exactly what you're talking about, but someone wanted to see you pack and you didn't want to pack. And I remember, if this is what I'm thinking of, I remember I said, because I commented and I said, do what makes you happy. Do the thing that makes you happy. And then I said something about you being uh, so uplifting. Was that the one? Was that the one, Bella? Okay. I know who you talk. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. I know who you're talking about. What? Oh, again? This is another time? Well, if you want to see packing, go pack something. You know what I mean? If that's what they want to see so bad, unpack it, get some boxes and pack stuff up. Show people how to pack. She was jealous of your bras. Oh my gosh, Nana. You know why she's saying that, Bella? If you've ever been on Nana's channel, oh, you are a crack up when you put those bras on over your clothes and you use them to hold your supplies. Yeah, that it's unbelievable. But if it's not the one I'm thinking of, then I haven't seen that yet. I'll have to go back. If it's the one I'm thinking of, and it there hasn't been any more since that, I remember thinking to myself, the way you handled it was very good, very good. Oh, then I don't think I saw that one. Have you ever? No, you never said moving to New York. You, I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back now. I have to look. And Nana, so you played a tiny violin last live. So you played a violin because you had a bully on your channel? No, I've never heard you say you're moving to New York. Actually, I've heard just the opposite, that you would not move to New York. Granny Josie, have you been bullied on YouTube, honey? Well, I mean, if I start getting any kind of, mean remarks or whatever, I automatically go, you know what, I don't got time for this, and I just take them off. Oh, so they have been mean to you, Granny Josie. Ah, well, good, good. It's a good thing your channel's growing. Thank you. Thank you for that. Oh, no, I didn't see. I didn't see that because I don't remember any of that. Is that who was bullying you, Nana? And Granny Josie, what were they bullying you about? What in God's name could they be bullying you about? Oh, please, people, give it a rest. Oh, good. Cool. Well, good for you that he was on there. Yeah, Granny Josie, I have to wonder what makes people tick sometimes. I mean, I'm not exempt, trust me. I've had certain people hurt me in this wonderful YouTube community for the most part that we live in. And it wasn't that long after Tanya died, actually, but I was upset to a degree for a little bit, shed a few tears, just wondering why, but that was very short lived. Um, and then I wouldn't give them that power over me. I won't let anybody have that power over me. And so, I just cut my losses and went on. Just went on. So, no one, I guess, here has been exempt from that. And it depends on how you handle it. And you just keep moving on. Bad mouth. She bad mouth you. Oh, you're kidding, Granny Josie. So is the jewelry niche a mean one, Granny? I mean, I don't know. I don't sell jewelry, but are they a mean group? Oh God, no. No, don't tell me that. Joey died? Nana? Oh dear God. Did he really? Oh my Lord. Oh, are you kidding me? Just last week I texted them on Facebook. And it's when oh shoot, I can't remember. The grandma. And remember, it was a split screen, and her sister, she was at the hospital, and they thought it was really touch and go. And then he came through it, and she thanked everyone for the prayers, and her sister started to cry. Well, that's the last time I saw them, and I think that was last week, wasn't it? And then I saw Facebook where it said, he's a fighter, keep praying for him. Oh my God, I didn't know that. The craft room is much nicer, Granny Josie. He died last night? Oh my gosh. I'm sick. I'm sick. Oh dear God. Oh, that makes me sick. Little Joey, you guys, for you that don't know, the Lilac Sisters are a couple of sisters that do lives crafting on Facebook. And the one sister had a grandson, Joey, and he had leukemia. And from what I remember, I think he had it for a couple years, right, Nana? Anyway, he had a relapse just recently. Well, I guess it's been a few months actually. And then he had a real bad setback. But I can't remember what it was that set him so terribly back where they thought for sure they were going to lose him. Well, a bone marrow, something about the bone marrow. Well, and then the last thing I saw, like I said, is when they said, thank you for the prayers. He pulled through this. It's going to be a fight, but he's a fighter. And that's the last I heard. And, I've been gone at my son's house, and then I've been over at my daughter's house for the last 3 days. I had no idea, Nana. No idea. Oh, bless his heart. Oh, I feel so sorry for them. 2 years, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh. I had that, you guys, remember that little boy I told you for you guys that were that night I was telling you about this, but I'm going to say it again. My friend's son, and this is, my daughter was only 3 and she's going to be 36, so that's how many years ago it was. Well, my girlfriend's son was diagnosed with leukemia, and he was only 6. And she didn't know the Lord. She didn't, raise him, in church or anything like that. Well, when he got leukemia, everyone was praying for him and all. And he started talking about the Lord all the time. And so when I would go over to the house to see him, one night I was there, and Debbie was putting him to bed, and she said, do you want to come in? No, he asked me to come in because he was going to say his prayers. You guys, I'm not kidding. This little boy had burns on his head from the radiation, okay? He had gone through the chemo, all that, and he was praying for all the kids in the world that didn't have enough food, praying for everyone. Never once prayed for himself. Prayed for my kids, prayed for I mean, that prayer must have taken at least a good 15 minutes. So after he was done praying, he said, do you want to give, Mommy, do you want to give Davida the vitamins that I used to take and so she can give them to her kids? And I said, well, honey, I said, don't you want to keep them? And he goes, no. He said, I can't take them anymore. My cancer just eats everything. 6 years old. So shortly after that, Debbie called me, and she was at City of Hope with him, and he was declining quick. Well, at that point, he had gone blind. And this particular morning, because she called me right after he passed, and he said to her, he goes, Mommy, he said, can you take me to the window? I need to go by the light. And she said, Mijo, she said, why do you want me to take you over by the window? He said, I have to go to the light. She was holding him. Now keep in mind, he wasn't raised in a Christian home, okay? Debbie said he turned to the other side. He was looking, well, he was blind, but his face was towards the window. He turned his head to the other side, and he said, I'm going now, Jesus is here. And he died. And she had called me to tell me that because she knew I was a believer. And that has stuck with me my whole life. And I thought, if somebody doesn't believe, and a 6-year-old kid that wasn't raised that way, okay, looked over with his eyes open and said to her, Jesus is here, I'm going with him, and died. I don't know what more you need. I don't know. So I do believe with all my heart, Joey is with the Lord now, but that doesn't take away the pain of what the family is going to go through now. And I mean, my daughter dying, I mean, yes, she was older, she was a mother, but losing a child is losing a child is losing a child, period. But him being so young and what he went through in the years leading up to this is just horrendous. And it breaks my heart for that family. And it breaks my heart because I know what that feeling's like in the initial interim of all the crap that you feel. And it just breaks my heart. I just, I'm so sad. I was so hoping that he was going to make it. I really, really was hoping that he was going to make it. So it's things like this when I hear about bullies, and it's weird how I can bring the two together. But when there's people out there that bully and all that and are just, downright mean for no reason at all other than to be mean. And I think of the things that this family went through with Joey. And I think of Debbie with Mikey. And I look at my daughter, and I think to myself, if you think for a minute, just for a minute, you are going to do anything to try and bully or hurt me or do anything of that nature, you are very sadly mistaken, because it's not going to work. Because the worst thing that could ever have happened to me has already happened. So you are nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. And that's the way I feel when it's done to one of my friends or, someone I care about. It's like, bye-bye, bye-bye, go now, fly away. I don't have time for it. And I do believe that disorganized crafter. I do believe our loved ones very possibly come to greet us, you know, because when my grandmother was dying, I remember her saying uh, that Daddy, what she called her husband Daddy, and he had died in 40, I think it was 43, and she never remarried. And when she was dying, she goes, Daddy, she goes, okay. And I could hear her talking. And I said, Grandma, I said, who are you talking to? She goes, I'm talking to Daddy. He's coming to get me. I'm going to go home. And she died, it was probably about a week later. Yeah, Bella, I'm telling you, I believe that. I really, honest to God, I do. My friend lost her husband, oh my gosh, years and years ago now. I mean, 30 years ago. And their little girl, Emirette, was just, I think she was a year and a half, I think. Maybe close to two. And it was all of a sudden, and it was Thanksgiving Eve. And he went into the hospital thinking he had the flu, and he had a massive heart attack. And it was a couple days after he had passed, and Amaret was standing up in the crib, and she was talking, you know, her baby talk, but talking. And my friend went into the room. She goes, Amaret, who are you talking to? And she was pointing as she was talking. Now, no one was in the room. Nobody was in the room. And she was pointing, and she goes, Daddy Mike, Daddy Mike. And she kept pointing at him. And Mike was her dad. Well, now what close to 2-year-old is going to say that? You know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know, people are saying things and it's getting into the craw of their head. And she pointed and said, Daddy Mike. So I do believe that sometimes we will see, you know, loved ones. So your daughter had muscular dystrophy, Granny Josie? Do you want to share what she said, or would you prefer not to? If you prefer not to, that's absolutely fine. I can't believe it either, Bella. If you don't believe after that kind of stuff, I don't know what, you know, I don't know. I don't know what. That's true, Nana, they do. Yeah, I believe that, disorganized crafter. Entertain angels unaware. Granny Josie, are you saying that you want to share what she said? Or are you saying yes to someone else? I don't want to keep bugging you, so if you don't, I understand. Oh, that would be very, very cool. Yeah, I'm going home. Yeah. Yeah, and like with Michael, when he said Jesus is here, he goes, I'm going with him now. You know, I mean, it was, and right after that, he died. Right after that. Polly's back up in my arms. No, Polly, no licking. Um, uh, Nana, what did they say on Facebook? Who came on? Was it her sister to come on and tell people? I can't imagine the other one. Why can't I remember her name? Um, oh, I feel so bad for them. I really do. Exactly. Exactly. He was not raised in the church. His mother came on? His mother came on? Oh my gosh. Oh my Lord. Oh, God love him. Oh, bless his heart. I would love to see it too, Bella. Well, when my dad was passing, I wasn't raised with my dad. As a matter of fact, I didn't know my dad until I turned 13. And then I saw him again when I was 16. And then I didn't see him again until I was 22. But through the course of time, as I, from 22 on, then I kept, in contact with him. Anyway, um, I found out that he never told me that he had leukemia, and until it was pretty far advanced. And he didn't want to have treatment. He walked in one day and saw everybody sitting around, and he just didn't want to do it because he was older. He was, at this point, I think he was 80, 84, 85. And he didn't want to do it. He just wanted to live out the rest of his life without the chemo, because he knew that he was going to die from it. And he wanted to live as best without being sick all the time for the amount of time he had left. So I would talk to him, and he was raised as a kid. His mother was okay, which one was it? His mother was Irish Catholic, and his dad was Pentecostal. Okay. Well, when my dad got older and flew the coop, he got into meditation and all this kind of stuff, and he got with the Maharishi, and him and my grandfather would really go at odds with one another. So when I got older and I would talk to him about the Lord, and he would talk about Maharishi, well, both of us would be like, this, and I said, it's better, Dad, if we just don't, discuss this, because I'm not going to believe your way, and obviously I guess you're not going to believe mine. Okay, well, that was years before. All right, now fast forward to right before I was telling you this stuff. This is way before. So now he has leukemia, and his wife, my stepmother, his wife, didn't want anyone at the hospital. And I said, well, that's too bad. And so I booked a plane ticket, and I said, God, if you want me to before I got the ticket, I said, God, if you want me to be with him, and you want me to pray with him, and you want me to, pray for me and my belief, the sinner's prayer, and for him to come back to Jesus, you'll make a way for me to get there. My husband couldn't go because he was on a really big turnaround at work, and he had to be there because he's a troubleshooter. And so I thought, please bring someone that can go with me, because I'm really bad at finding places and all that. I'm just terrible. So my son Jeremy, the one you guys met, he called me, and he found out that Grampy was sick. And so I said, Jeremy, I really think I need to get there. And he goes, I'll go with you. So I got the ticket. He went with me. The night before I left, I called him, and my brother answered the phone, and I said, can I talk to Dad? And he goes, I don't know if he's going to be able to talk to you. He said he's got an oxygen mask on him. And I could hear my dad in a muffled tone say, is that Davida? And he said, yeah, she wants to know if you want her to come to see you. And he said, oh, he said, I can't ask her that. She's working two jobs, because at the time I was working at Target and Albertsons. And I said, I don't care about that. I want to know, does he want me there? It doesn't matter what I'm working. And so then David, said that to him again. And he said, I would love to see her. Well, and again, I didn't talk to him. I just heard him reply to what David had asked. So the next morning, early in the morning, got to LAX, got to up north, and by the time I got there, he was in a coma. Well, I had prayed, and I said, God, if you want me to pray with him, you'll make a way for me where everyone is out of that room, because his wife would have flipped if I had been praying with him. And I wanted everyone out of the room, and I wanted to have that time between me and him where I could pray with him. Well, I knew when you're in a coma, your hearing is the last sense to go. And when you're in a coma, you can still hear. You can't respond, but you can hear. So when I got there, Nalini, my sister, she said, Dad, she said, Davita's here. And he hadn't moved a muscle. She said he had gone into a coma in the middle of the night. And his body kind of moved. And she looked at me and she goes, he hasn't moved at all. Well, I know he heard her. So anyway, his wife wouldn't leave. She wouldn't leave. She wouldn't leave. She said, I am not leaving his side. I haven't left, and I'm not going to. And I thought to myself, God, I know that you want me to pray with him. I know you do, because you made the way for me to get here. Well, all of a sudden, and now again, I hadn't said anything to anybody. And so it was Jeremy, me, Nalini, my brother, his wife, and my dad's wife. David and his wife decided to go back to the hotel, thinking it was, he still had a while. And Nalini asked Margaret if she wanted to go get something to eat. And she said, no, I'm going to stay here. And Nalini said, why don't we just go get something to eat? And then Jeremy went out to call Tanya, my daughter that had passed away recently. He went to call her to tell her what was going on. So everybody was out of the room. So I knew that was my time, that God wanted me to pray with him. So I got really close to his ear and I said, Dad, I said, I'm going to pray with you. You need to pray with me. You know who Jesus is. Because he was raised to know. I said, I'm going to pray with you, and I want you in your heart to say, in your heart, what I'm saying, repeat it, And when I started to mention Jesus, his body started moving. I mean, not terribly, but I mean, there was movement. And then I sang to him. And so then the nurses came in, and then everyone started coming back, and I know it was a divine appointment. I know it was, and I know that God got me there. And so then everyone started coming back in, and then the nurses said, you know what, I think we're going to clean him up. Well, at that point, I had taken nurses training, and I had my CNA license, but I had more of a LVN training. And I knew the signs when someone was going to pass, and when it was imminent, when it was going to, because death goes through a process. I mean, unless, it's a heart attack or massive like my daughter or anything like that. So anyway, I pulled the nurse aside, and my sister thought, I think he's going to get better. And so I pulled the nurse aside and I said, you're moving him because that will probably help the process. And she said, yeah. And so I said, it's just a matter of an hour. And she said, it won't be long. And she told me that because she knew I knew kind of what was going on. Where Nalini, she was completely, thinking the opposite. Well, anyway, she said, we're going to have you go out and we'll have you all, and we just kind of want to clean him up. So we were sitting there and they were talking, and I could see through the mirror where I was sitting, the nurse start to walk towards us. And she came out and she said, he's gone. And so we went back in. Well, that was only 45 minutes after I had prayed with him. I know he's in heaven. I know it. I know it. So People cannot believe if they want. Too many things have happened in my life where I know. Hi, how are you, Mina? Wow. That's something, Granny Josie. Wow. See, it's just stuff like that that there's no doubt in my, absolutely no doubt in my mind. Oh, oh, you're listening. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I know, so people can say what they want and people are going to believe what they want and that's fine. That's their right. For me, I know what I've lived. I know what I've seen. I know, people that like Michael and what happened with my dad. And, I know there's no doubt in my mind. No doubt. What did your dad say? I mean, your uncle say, Bella, before he passed? Oh, no, you're fine, Amina. How the heck are you? Oh, she wanted to set the Christmas tree. Oh, bless her heart. Wow. What are you working on, Mina? Oh, is it very private? Yeah, here it's people are very open. I mean, it's not where we're private. You know what I mean? Um, I mean, I know in your country you guys believe. I know that. Um, but I think, is it Sweden that, I can't remember if it's Sweden or where it is, but I mean, all countries are different, but in the States, people are, well, I guess I can only speak for myself, but I'm very open about it. And sometimes I think it helps others, that want to believe. I mean, some people would scoff at everything that's being said right now, and I know that, and I could care less. But because someone doesn't believe or someone thinks that, if you're talking about this, you're just a bit crazy or whatever, um, I'm not going to answer to them. When it's my day, they're not the ones that are going to be holding open that gate for me, so to speak. I I answer to two people, and I've said this before. I answer to God and to myself. I don't answer to anybody else. So they can believe what they want, they can think what they want. You know, I don't try to push anything down anyone's throat, but I certainly won't not let them know what I believe. You know what I mean? That's right. That's right, Granny Josie. Yeah, it's too bad, it really is. Polly, you need to quit licking. Can you hear her? She is licking me like crazy. So you're working on your pond? Oh, I love that pond. How are your horses? Those horses are gorgeous. Have you been on your boat much? Oh, well, now I agree with that. I mean, religion, no. I mean, I'm not one to follow a bunch of rituals, and well, and I'll even go as far to say this, which I know I'm going to get a backlash somewhere, but it's just my feeling and it's what I believe. Now, keep in mind, my mother was, they were in Catholic schools and all that, okay? And there's nothing wrong with the Catholicism because they teach Jesus just as well. What I don't believe, and what I never have and I never will, is I was never okay with uh, going to confession or going to a priest to tell him your sins because he was higher than me. I don't believe that. I believe that we are, anyone that believes, and again, this is my belief, believing in Jesus Christ, we are all the same. I'm not going to go to a man that was born of a woman on this earth and that went in to be a priest and tell him so he can go to God and ask, be my conduit to God. I don't believe it, and I never have. I will go directly to him, not go to someone else. And that's just the way I feel. So I'm not what you would call a religious person. I believe in Christ and I believe in the Bible. So I don't know how, people look at that, but that's how I feel. That's what I that's what I do. Because you get into religion, you're going to get into a man-made a lot of times. Not all, I mean, you know, sometimes a non-denominational church, they practice and study the Bible, and that's fine. And I have gone to church. I do go to church. I don't go to church every Sunday, but there are certain religions that they get so caught up in what they're doing, it loses sight of the one that we're really worshiping and pray to. So in that regard, Mina, I know exactly what you're saying. And I feel the same way. But that's not to say that I don't believe in who Jesus is. When people say, well, a God, a creator, a universe, a him, a her, whatever, I believe in Jesus. That's it. That's it. God, Jesus, the Trinity. Hi, Angel Lady. How are you? Okay, night, Bella. Yep, that's who I believe in, Bella. Yeah, that's right, Granny Josie. How are you doing, Angel Lady? No, I guess I didn't. When did you email me? Okay, love you, Bella. Good night, honey. I hope you feel better. Have a good night. Um, you sent it to Kappa 1? last week. I'm going to have to go back and look. Do you remember the day? Oh gosh, Granny Josie, what time is it for you? Where do you work again? Why don't I remember this? Yeah, you need to get to bed. Oh, you work for your son. Okay. Yeah, and I get on here and my time, because I'm the same time as you, but, and for Mina, I know for her, it's just, she's just starting her day. So that's cool, so I'm happy for that because I know I'm not keeping her up. But for the people that are, in different states, like Bella, Peggy, and I think Peggy probably fell asleep. um, she's ahead of me. So a lot of these people are 3 hours ahead. So if I'm 12:20, well, they're 3:20 in the morning. That's the only drag about when you go live, when you have people in different states, because it's very hard because, the time difference. They're 3 hours ahead. So what's your next decor part, Mina, for your house? What are you working on? Are you inside the house at all? Yeah, you're 9:21 in the morning. Okay, so you just probably got done with breakfast, huh? I'll tell you what, your patriotic day, man, you made some good food. I kept looking at that table, Mina, and I kept thinking, man, I'd love to be over on that table right now eating. Oh, just working outside now. Okay. And are you going to start any more on your craft room? Working on that, or you got to get more of your outside done right now? Good night, Granny Josie. Yeah, let me know what day it was, Angel Lady, because then I'll go back and look. I'm not as good as checking my email as I am my YouTube and my Facebook and Instagram. I'll be honest. But if I haven't responded, always let me know and then I'll go back and look. Oh, so you're going to do your craft room after the pond? I cannot wait to see your craft room when it's done. I am so excited about that. You're going to do your craft room boho, right? Didn't you say that's what you're going to do it? Yeah, I remember she did. Do you know Disorganized Crafter? Have you been to Grandma Glitter's channel? Because if you haven't, you would love it. You go on her channel and you go on vacation for a little bit to Norway. You should see the boat that they have. And they bring it out during the spring and summer. And they all have docks where they keep them. It is so relaxing. I remember watching that video thinking, oh man, I could just fall asleep watching this. May 25th, I'm going to write that down and I'll go back. I'm sorry that I didn't. I'll go back. Oh, you went to Norway for a weekend when you were in Germany? How cool. Well, that's okay if you don't stick to one. I'm not stuck to one. I don't even know what I'm stuck to. I don't even know what you'd call this room. Right now, I'd call it a disaster, is what I'd call it. But, yeah, I don't know what you'd call it. When I end up showing you guys, you can decide. So, disorganized crafter, just sub to your channel. You'll love it. She's really sweet. Oh, okay. I am, oh, I always get off. I told the girls this earlier. I get stuck on new things, and I mean, and I don't like everything. I mean, it's not that I go nuts on everything, you know what I mean? But the bees and the skips and all that kind of stuff are really, really calling my name. So I'm starting to make some stuff, and I'm going to add it to my lemon theme, and that will also go into my patriotic thing. So I'm going to keep all of that together. I'm just going to kind of mix and match some stuff together. Anyway, I showed people this. My son, did you go and see my son and I cooking, Mina, this weekend when I was at his house? I did a few things on that on my channel. Well, anyway, that son got me this, and this was years ago. I mean, I'm talking at least 20 years ago. But it's a little music box, and as plays Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. Well, you can't really tell what it... Well, anyway, he got me this, and I started looking. I thought, oh my gosh, I could put that with the bee, stuff. And then my daughter got me this one years ago, and that one also has bees on it. So then I went to Hobby Lobby, and they had some stuff, and so I got this tin, and it has a bee, and I got some other stuff, but it's not up here. I don't know where I put it. Anyway, so then with my Sculpey, I was making roses, okay, to put on my faux desserts, my faux cakes. And I started going on to Pinterest and looking at bees. So, and they're not that, they're no great shake, but I want to make a whole bunch of them, and they're all different. No two are alike. But I want to get a whole bunch, because then I'm going to put them in different things that I make with my bee theme. And then here's a yellow one. And then I'm going to make them, I made them out of clay, then I'm going to make them out of Chanel as well. And this isn't glued together yet. But, hold on. These are just Chanel stems. So that, and then I'm making them out of a chocolate mold with plaster of Paris. So this isn't painted yet. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, thank you. This one is made, this one I made out of the air dry clay, but I also make these out of bread dough. And I'm going to do a video again. I did one years and years ago. Not years and years ago. Oh, Davida. When I first started YouTube. But what I mean, it's because I've done 400 and something videos. So it's way back there. So I'm going to do another one showing how to make these out of bread dough. And it's not the bread dough made out of the flour and water like I did for my gingerbread and all that. Although I'm going to try it with this. I mean, roses. It's made out of a piece of bread, literally a piece of bread. So I'm going to show you how to do that. But in the meantime, I'm getting all these little bees together. And that one isn't done yet. I'm going to do a video on these, not a live, but an actual, you know how I do my videos? So I can edit and show you the different ways that I do these. But I think these are going to be adorable on things. Yeah, I will definitely. As a matter of fact, I think tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the video for these bees. I have one other candy, lemon candy that I made for my lemon theme. So I'm going to get that up, and then I'm going to, I have a Dollar Tree haul, and then I'm going to do these bees, because then I'm going to start my bee series on the things that I'm making for my bee decor. Well, that's cool. That doesn't matter. You know, whatever, you know, whenever you decorate, whatever you do, I mean, your channel's so good that people, they'll just love watching your channel. Just going on the boat with you guys. And I'm telling you, when you get that craft room done, you're going to get a lot of views on that one. It's so pretty. It's going to be so nice. So today you're working on the pond. How's looking for work going? You can't find any butterflies? Have you thought about, did you see, Mina, when I did that thing of my granddaughter? I'm going to show you. I don't know if you saw. Paula, you need to get down for a minute. I got to show her something. Move on. I want to show you. I was on a scrapbook around the world probably about a month ago. Maybe better than a month ago now. Anyway, this was a terracotta pot, and I put tissue paper, and then I put the word dream, and I did that with Snowtex. It's kind of like a, well, I really don't know how to describe it. Kind of like a modeling paste. Well, anyway, this, I'm going to pull this up. This is a picture of my granddaughter, okay? And I wanted all of these figures in black, like silhouettes of kids all around her. And then with this saying, children are the hands by which we take hold of heaven. And I like that. Well, anyway, when you said butterflies, it made me think of this. This is all scrapbook paper that I have cut out and then glossed with what is it? Glossy accents. But if you look at these, you can get scrapbook and cut them out and put them on wire, because this is on, all these butterflies are on wire. And then look up here. You see up there how it looks like they're floating? And you can also get, see how the butterflies are all over the place? You can do scrapbook paper, or you can go on Google. Let me put that here. You can go on Google and you can put in butterfly clip art or pictures of butterflies, print them out, and then put them into a frame or put them into wherever you want to put them. Where do you want to put your butterflies? So do you see what I mean? So, trying to look. And sometimes they have rubber stamps, okay, big rubber stamps, and you could stamp the butterfly, cut it out, and then put like I said, put the glossy accents over that if you want. You don't have to, and just get butter. Or you could go on Amazon. Is it up there? You could go on Amazon and look for whatever's easiest for you to be able to get in your country, whether it be Amazon or Google. I would think Google, and get your printer, your colored printer. Now, this was scrapbook paper. This was just a big piece of paper that had all kinds of butterflies, and I just fussy cut all of these out. But you can put them on a wire, and then you can put them into arrangements. You can put them into frames. You can put them into anything you want. But if you go onto Google, you can get a butterfly print, and I'm telling you, there'll be thousands to come up. And then you can just print out what you want and then just cut them and then, decorate with them. And then you'll get the colors you want and the kind of butterflies you want. So that's my little hint. And then his little wing came off, dang it. But imagine a little bee right there. Oh my gosh, look at that. Or what about the bee right by Everly? Is that too cute? So cool. Well, I guess I should get going because Mina has to start her day, and most everybody else, it's wee early morning hours. And I always say I'm not going to stay on long. That's the kicker. That's the kicker. And I always end up staying a couple hours at least. So, I guess I'll get going. Always hate leaving you guys, but I'll be back. I've got to get determined. Thank you. I want to get this, at least get these clay bees and do a few more. Love you too, Angel Lady. You too. You too, Mina. You have a wonderful day, sweetie. Tell your husband I said hi, and your daughter, grandson, everybody. So, until we get together again, remember, the world's a better place because you're in it. Don't ever, ever forget that. Talk to you soon, guys.